Most people won't say this out loud. Breaking doesn't always look like shattered glass. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's laughter that feels too forced. Sometimes it hides behind the words, "I'm fine," when you're anything but. Inside, it feels like the ground is splitting open, yet the world rarely notices. Someone smiles at you on the street, cracks a joke, and at that very moment their inner world may be collapsing. That's the paradox of breaking inside, quiet on the outside, deafening within. Psychology has a name for this mismatch: emotional dissonance. We build masks and coping mechanisms to survive, but behind those walls pressure builds. Not always from one big tragedy, but from dozens of small, unspoken disappointments. Tiny fractures that repeat until one day you don't feel like yourself anymore. And still, many keep functioning. They go to work, laugh at dinner, post photos. This is the masking effect. Not only hiding emotions from others, but even from ourselves. We're conditioned from childhood. Hold it together, don't cry, don't look weak. We trade authenticity for acceptance and slowly lose the language for what we truly feel. That's why breaking inside feels lonely. It's not that people don't care, they simply can't see it. And when the mind stores too much unprocessed pain, it leaks out as tears at random kindnesses or songs on the radio. Psychologists call it emotional spillover, signals that the break is reaching the surface, begging for release. Here's the paradox. Breaking inside hurts, but it also reveals. Just like a bone must be reset to heal stronger, our old ways of holding it together sometimes have to crack so something new can be built. Therapy calls this the rupture-repair cycle. Pain is information. It's your mind saying, something has to change. So how do we recognize it? Small clues. Losing interest in things that once mattered. Persistent emptiness. Irritability that feels out of proportion. Sleep problems on either extreme. Together they paint a picture. Seeing yourself in these signs doesn't mean you're broken beyond repair. It means your soul is asking for rest, honesty, and release. And remember, breaking often disguises itself as strength. The person saying, "I don't need anyone," may crave connection the most. The one laughing loudest may cry hardest when alone. That's reaction formation, showing the opposite of what you feel to protect yourself. Once you know this, you'll start to see the brave faces and endless jokes for what they sometimes are. Shields of survival. But this story isn't about despair. Psychology shows that the very moment of fracture can plant the seeds of post-traumatic growth. People who navigate the break consciously often emerge more empathetic, self-aware, and capable of deep connection. Breaking tunes your perception, sharpens your empathy, and can even spark creativity. The process is slow. It starts with recognition and emotional processing, giving yourself permission to feel privately or with someone you trust, writing it down, naming triggers, understanding patterns. Neuroscience shows the brain is designed to heal emotionally. Given space and support, painful pathways can rewire into resilience. Breaking also strains relationships because of emotional contagion, our tendency to mirror each other's emotions. Silent pain sends mixed signals, but even a small cue, "I'm navigating something inside, I need space," can transform friction into support. Over time, many who've broken inside develop emotional granularity, the ability to name subtle emotions, respond with nuance, and experience life more authentically. That's a hidden superpower. And through integration, weaving the pain into your story instead of fighting it, the fracture becomes part of your strength, not your demise. Psychologists call the next step meaning making. Assigning understanding and purpose to the experience creates a bridge from breaking to becoming. Add self-compassion, treating yourself with the same patience you'd give someone you love. And you activate the brain's healing systems. Pain also fuels creativity. Artists, writers, musicians turn fracture into expression. Breaking sharpens the ability to see what others miss and to connect at a deeper level. And it teaches impermanence, joy, grief, happiness, all of it flows. In that awareness, ordinary moments become precious. Here's the takeaway. Breaking inside isn't failure. It's a signal, a teacher, a passage. The cracks in your heart aren't weaknesses. They're the outlines of the person you're becoming. They're proof you've survived and felt deeply. Tend to those cracks with awareness, compassion, and courage, and the depth of your suffering can become the depth of your wisdom. Breaking inside is not the end. It's the beginning of a wiser, gentler, more alive version of you.